Okay, Year 9, here's the part 2 of forming and solving equations, day 4 of revision. I'm going down to question 4. Dexter is thinking of a number. 2 more than 3 times his number is the same number as 13 less than 5 times his number. Write this information as an equation in x. Okay, so work it through. Dexter is thinking of a number x. 2 more than 3 times his number. So 3 times his number is 3x. 2 more than that is plus 2. And that's the same value. So that same value is equals 13 less than 5 times his number. Well, 5 times his number is 5x. 13 less than that is minus 13. Okay, so that's that. Solve your equation to find the value of x. So I'm just going to write this down. 3x plus 2 equals 5x minus 13. The first thing that we do here is let's get the x's together, and we usually do that by subtracting the small, or getting rid of the smallest x, which in this case is 3x. So I'm going to take that away, and I take it from both sides to keep the equation balanced. That leaves me with 2 on this side. Then what I've got is I've got 2x, that's 5x, take 3x, take 13. Now I've got a 2-step equation, always get rid of the constant, and the constant is negative 13. So I add that to both sides. So what I end up with is 2x equals 2 plus 13 is 15. Divide by 2 to get x on its own. So I've got x equals 15 over 2. You might prefer to write it as 7.5, but it doesn't bother me. Okay, so solve the inequality 2 is greater than 6 minus 2y. It's something that we have to be careful with this because of that negative 2y. So, and always when we get these questions, always check this. So first of all, I've got a two-step equation. And the first thing is I'm going to get rid of the 6 because I want the y on its own. So what I do is I take the 6, and what I end up with, 2 take 6 is negative 4 is greater than minus 2y. Now what I then do is divide by negative 2 and divide by negative 2. But when we divide or multiply with a negative with an inequality, it changes the sign. So what I actually get here is negative 4 divided by negative 2 is 2. I need to change the sign, and that tells me that y is greater than 2. Now, just in case, always check it. Okay, so in this case, I know that y is greater than 2. So I'm going to choose a value where y is greater than 2. So I'm going to choose y equals 3. So if I substitute in y equals 3, I get, is 2 greater than 6 minus 2 lots of 3? Well, 2 lots of 3 is 6, so 6 minus 6 is 0. And is 0 less than 2? Yes, it is. Okay, so in fact, if I checked it and it was wrong, what I would then do is turn the inequality the other way around. So I have known people do that, but in this case, that is the best way of doing it. Okay, just check it. What we've then got here, question 6, the equation of a straight line is given as x equals 2y minus 1. Write the equation in the form y equals mx plus c. So I've got x equals 2y minus 1. I essentially want to get y on its own. So the first thing I'm going to do, it's like a 2-step rearrangement, is I've got x plus 1 equals 2y. What I'm then doing is dividing all of this by 2. Now what you've got to remember is that when x is on its own, it is 1x. So what I'm actually doing is 1 divided by 2, which is, in fact, a half. 1 divided by 2, which is a half. And that equals y. So if I wrote it down, y equals a half x plus a half. And finally, make h the subject of the formula. The first thing I can see is this big square root. So if I write that down, I've got the big square root 2h divided by 5. I need to get rid of the big square root, and we do that by squaring. So what I've got is I've got p squared equals 2h divided by 5. I personally always get rid of the divide, and I'm going to do that by multiplying. So what I've got is 2h equals p squared over 5p squared. Sorry, my mistake. Let's write that again. Times by 5 is 5p squared. And then I just need to divide by 2, divide by 2. So h equals 5p squared over 2. Okay, some people would write that as 5 over 2p squared, but that is your choice. Okay.